we when we look at when we look at most of the youth that when that turn to any other thing when they go to school, they were when they were with their parents and when they are in their various places, they were the ones that were showing as if they were well brought up. But once they step outside the border of their homes, they done something else. So what we are discussing about now is the thing that what are the things causing it, what are the major causes and what are the solutions. So those are the things we are we are discussing. So I won't be doing the talking alone. So Mr. Ismail and Mr. Israel. So we are going to do justice to that. So let me start with Mr. Ismail.
Okay.
So
Yeah, according to what our host here said, there are some constraints when it comes to students leaving the house, going to campus, and their normal way of living in campus. Now, I would say first things first. Students often get this push or drive of, let me say, peer pressure. Like they just want to belong. Like immediately they enter school, they get this freedom from house, and this freedom would make them see a lot of friends and see some kind of companies around them, and they'll be like, they just want to belong because they see themselves not doing these things that these persons are doing. And mind you, there are other persons that are actually liking this particular lifestyle of some other persons. So therefore, they'll be like, I want to be like this person. I would want to copy this person. And in this aspect, you see them going through a lot of pressure, trying to belong. And there is this popular days right now. They even say it in Pidgin English that if this person they do this thing, where they go through and follow and do them. You get? So if they see themselves like being isolated, doing nothing while their friends are progressing, having some kind of friends, especially having as a guy having female friends that are actually liking themselves, but they see themselves being isolated, they would really want to join and start doing a lot of things. So peer pressure is a very basic thing in this particular topic.
okay, no, now before I come to Mr. Israel, well, let's talk about the reality of campus life.
Okay.
So the reality of campus life. So Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Israel, let me ask you, so what do you think are some of the biggest struggles business students face on campus?
Well, for me, it's balance. Something balance also relates to procrastination. So what I mean to say is that most students, especially, so they tend to, procrastinate and say, this thing I will do it later. These things I will do it. I will read later. I will read this one. I will do it later. But sincerely, they are not going to do it. So they are being indisciplined about it. You understand? So that part especially needs to be dealt with in the areas in the life of students. Even back then in school, when I really entered, I was being focused because it was first year. When I entered school, it was the first year. I was really, it was a really, you want to fire up, you want to show yourself and all that. You're just coming in as the freshers. They would call us back then bloody freshers. So you want to fire up, but as time goes on, you see that fire keep on retardating, keep on going down. So procrastination is also part of it. When you say I will do this later, I will read later. I don't say why they read since you understand that kind of words from people. So you really need to deal with that part very, very well on procrastinating, because if you look at it from a standpoint of spiritual view, people tends to leave that part and even if you are spiritual, you also need to balance that part. So the aspect for me is balance. You need to balance everything, balance your spiritual life, balance your academic life. So that's what I need to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Emmanuel.
Okay.
So let's hear from you.
Okay, if I should take from what he has said, certainly procrastination is one very, very big thing that is affecting youths, mostly students. I would take myself, for instance, when I actually entered school, they'll be like, your first semester, you have to submit some certain files. And if you don't submit this file, it will affect you. Let me say, if you want to take your result from where I graduate, they may even seize your result until you're done doing all these things. So be like, yes, I have like 2 more years ahead. So why should I be stressing myself now? I will submit whenever I feel like submitting. Procrastination is one thing that will push you from the very start to the end. And by the end, you'll be like rushing and like, hey, why? I'm supposed to do this, so I'm supposed to do that. By then, they'll give you guys time frame to do this. Now, procrastination alone now may actually lead to even you saying, okay, as a Christian youth entering into school your first year, after class, I get home, I relax. And normally, once you're at home, you go to church, you come back, you do whatever it is, you still have time to spare for God. Now, as a student entering into school, you'll be like, okay, this morning I'll go to class. Once I come back from class, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. You already have it. That is you saying it to, but not putting it in action to do it. That's procrastination. Now, once you close from school, you see yourself being tired, and you'll be like, let me rest small. After resting, you'll be like, let me just throw out. After you throw out, then you tend to open your Bible. The next thing you're sleeping off. You see yourself like, man, just sleep, I'll go read tomorrow. Your procrastination already is playing. Thereby, it doesn't give you this time to balance whatever it is you're supposed to balance for yourself and even your Christian life and even your school life. So the balance in there is missing. So if I should add whatever it is saying, it's very, very correct about that aspect. It affects students a lot.
Yes, I think that's totally true. Because I remember I had an encounter with one student at then. But when this lady entered the school, our first semester, that's when I know that I knew that if you see a student that maybe that student just got admission in the school and you see that person with zeal and passion, maybe that you're quite very well.
Okay.
It might be a fresher.
Yes.
Because that first
It's
semester,
time. With time. Just give her time.
You with
Just
time.
give this guy time.
if you are not strong enough,
Yeah.
if you lose out
Oh.
after that first semester, you might not be able to recover again. Because I noticed that after then, the lady starts struggling both academically and spiritually. She was struggling. She almost got herself into trouble. Why? Because this weekend party, next weekend party, and maybe on Friday, and they are going to club Saturday, they are going to club Sunday morning. If she has the time, she can go to church, she might not go. And this is the kind of person that she has been regular
In church activities
in
then.
church activities. She will never miss any of the church programs. But when she left the border of her home, she grew haywire. So now the challenge is real. So how do you remain excellent, both spiritually and academically? So
So
this one for you.
is that
How do you remain excellent, both spiritually and academically?
for you to remain excellent? First of all, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. Even let me just address first of all on the spiritual aspect. You need to know who you are. Even Paul the Apostle told the people in Ephesus that you're an ambassador of Christ. So you need to know who you are in Christ. You need to be grounded. You don't need to listen to what other people are doing, what other people are saying. It's yourself. You are, first of all, when you are in school and you came to school, you are not just there for the certificate. There's a purpose why you are there. There's a reason why you are there. So you need to show forth your light. Even the Bible says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father which is in heaven. So that's the spiritual aspect. Then the academic aspect, you need to balance everything. As I said before, you need to balance everything, both your spiritual life and your academic life. Balance is everything. Go to church, read your books. Don't just focus on the church aspect alone. When I was in school, there were different types of characters in school. There are people that focus more on fellowship than their studies. There are people that focus more on their studies than fellowship. And both of them is very wrong and very bad. You need to balance everything. So when you go to school, you also go to church. When you close to school, when the time for your classes, go to your classes. When the time for church, go for your church. So even if it being possible, set a timetable for yourself. Okay, this hour I'm going to be there. This hour I'm going to be there. There are people that want to stay in church and want to pray. And when exam comes, they see that they are not yet prepared and the exam caught them unawares. You see them jumping into prayer groups, jumping into praying all night and all that. Your barrel is anointed, going to different centers to anoint their barrel so that they will go to class to attend. Which is it is very anointed barrel.
Yes.
So we'll be selling anointed barrel in school back then. So you need to do away with all those things and balance everything. Read your book. When it's time for church, go to church. Don't focus on the aspect. There are some people that, because of the position they are in fellowship, they tend to do everything, all the pressure out of them. They call you here, they call you there, forgetting the main reason why they are there. So balance is everything. Even I had a friend of mine when I was in school. He's in somewhere in the outside overseas now. He was a GC, but the reason why I love him so much, he had balance in everything. He was a general coordinator, but when it's time for church, he goes to church. When it's time to read his book, you always see him in the library doing everything. And he graduated to the first class, and that makes me very, very happy for him. And he's somewhere now. So balance is everything, first of all. So that's what I need to say about that.
So
Okay, if I should actually add to what he said, I would say what he's still talking about has to do with time management.
Yes.
Because in this life, you really have to be very conscious of your time.
Yeah.
Once you're in school, you have to set a time management for yourself. Because you see some students will be like, okay, this is what I'll read for today. I'm reading physics, I'm reading this, I'm reading that. From when I close, then in the afternoon, I sleep from here to here. Then in the evening, I make sure I attend church, your normal Bible study church or whatever. Then once I come from church, I make sure I go through my books, go through my Bible. Then after here, I may have some few time for myself to maybe check one or two things. Then there, I sleep. Time management is a very, very important thing for you to do. It makes you balance every single thing you are doing. It comes with discipline. It just doesn't come with procrastination is a strong enemy of this discipline. Yeah. Because once you are disciplined, certainly there won't be time for you to procrastinate. You have this time management for yourself, yet you can't pursue it. Why? Because you are a person that procrastinates a lot. But once you don't procrastinate, then you also have discipline with you. So this discipline makes you and it guides you to do whatever it is you've placed in your timetable for that day. And you see yourself, balancing every single thing you've actually had in your head, and everything you want to do that particular day, you see everything it's a success. If you do it day one, you do it day two, do it day three, for a week, entering the next week, you see yourself getting used to this kind of lifestyle that nobody and no form of lack of concentration can actually creep into your lifestyle. Now that is adding to his own. Now I would say consistency is another solution to it. Now consistency in the sense that as a believer, you just don't go to school and say, okay, it is all about academics, forgetting that God actually kept you alive to that's this particular point you are and do some other things. So consistency in the sense that you must be consistent in your academic life. You're already in school, you should know you should go to class. Consistent as well in your prayers and you're reading the Bible. Get now there's this person, a friend of mine though, that said while he was in school, he just entered school. Him and his roommates, he'll be reading, his roommate will be reading while he himself will be praying. Yes, and at times he does read as well. You need to be like, Alpha, all this prayer we pray, all this prayer we pray, read, and yes, he see how they read, but he just doesn't believe in prayers. He believes that once you are in school, you should just read. So, but there are times when this his roommate will be like, John, please, I'm depressed right now. I need you to pray for me. You see, now he's still falling back to prayers.
And he doesn't believe that.
He doesn't believe in prayer, so you get to, but he's still falling back to prayers. And thereby, this person you've been mocking, this person you are actually asking to pray for you, is the same person that is trying to save you from this particular depression you are in right now. So life comes with different kind of things. So you have to balance yourself. Now, consistency in prayer may actually lead you to do well in your education, in your academics, and as well in every form of your spiritual life as well. So you just have to balance the two, your spiritual life and that of your academics. So praying as well, reading, it's a very, very strong force for you to go well in your education background. Thank you.
Well, I would love to add to that. We have talked about consistency, talk about balance, talk about time management, and I also see one thing that students lack, it's sleep. You need to sleep. There's a reason why I say that, because when you read your books and when you balance the rest in your spiritual aspects, I see what kills students most when it comes to exam is sleep. They tend to read all through the night, and everything that they have read is in their brain. And when it comes inside the exam, they tend to forget everything. There's nothing wrong with their brain. There's nothing wrong with their time. There's nothing wrong with their consistency. It's lack of sleep. Go and check. There's this in the medicine aspect that sleep is very important. When you sleep, everything you tend to read tend to sink into your brain. So that is very, very detrimental. So please, who watching or wherever you're watching, send assistance.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry I'm cutting you right now. But for me, though, sleep is very important. So everybody, sleep is important. But it actually has to do with your timing. Do you know why I say this? Because I myself, while I was in school, at night, I read. Do you know why? It is because I like this peaceful arena. Like everywhere being quiet once I'm reading. Because once I'm reading, I'm this kind of person that once I'm sleeping, you call my name. You don't need to touch me. Call my name, Emmanuel. I'm up already. I will get up. So while I'm reading, you disturb me in daytime, I'll be like, I'll just lose concentration for that full day. You may even see me pressing my phone and doing some other things. I might be reading, some persons might be calling me. Some persons make do well with that particular kind of lifestyle reading. For me, though, I may actually sleep during the afternoon after class and do some other things. But for nights, that is when I start reading. From 1 o'clock, I'll read till, let me say 4. Then I'll sleep 1 hour. Then I'll wake up again 5. Do small revision for everything I read. Then I'll get ready for class. Maybe at times I may have 7 o'clock class, 7 o'clock exam. I'll just go and read it. I just go there and write my exam. But that doesn't mean I've not been reading since. But you see this kind of particular type of night reading, most students like it. Afternoon reading, most students like it. But that doesn't take the fact that you really have to sleep. Yeah, because normally, even your body too need rest. Yeah, so in everything you're doing normally, you have to sleep. It all has to do with your balancing, and you have to check in your kind of personality. I'm the kind of person that reads in the afternoon. I'm the kind of person that reads in the evening. So you have to check yourself and balance everything up. But certainly, yes, sleep, because it's very important. Thank you.
When it comes to this sleep of the thing, both students, old people, young people, male, female, no matter line you are in, you need that sleep.
Yeah.
But this one, I so much sometimes when I see and I remember the way God fashioned or wired people, I will be amazed. There are people that will tell you that they can reach under any condition. If you like, start making noise.
I can't.
For me.
I will join that conversation. Yeah, there's even trend at times in TikTok. I'll be like, you see this, although it's kids though, you see some persons, once it's exam period, they'll be on bike with their book, reading like this, and the rest is shake it too. There's this trend though about the shake it. Yeah, but shake it, but normally, although it happens.
Some of these things are real.
Okay. Some persons really that kind of.
But me, I'm that kind of person. I can't, even as we are having this conversation, I can't say I'm studying here. The environment has to be cool has to be calm.
Yes, that's me
Because
too.
that's why I do most of my study at night. Then as a student, even now as I'm a pastor,
Mhm.
I don't do more study during the daytime.
Okay.
But most of my study I do them at night. So because now I might be studying now and I just hear something that just need to that calls for my attention. I must attend to it. I should be able to attend I should be able to be aware of what is happening in my environment.
Mhm.
Not yes, you have to be, yes, as a spirit man, you have to be say okay, you are spiritually focused, but bro, there's a need for you to be sensitive to what is happening around you. Otherwise, when if something happens to your body, your spirit will leave you.
I'm telling you.
So, I can't focus during the day when I go study, but at night when I'm alone, that's when I was a secondary student. I remember I will read all through the night, and the
Excuse
fools
me.
that want to fail, they will not see me reading. They will not see me reading during the day. They will not see me reading in school, but I will still bring out football, be playing, and those that want to play will join me.
Join me.
They never knew that I've gone to night camp. So there was no one and another thing that adds to this thing is social media.
Yeah.
Social media. One thing we need to know about social media, most especially with the youth, is just see, social media is just the life we see on social media. All of them they are fake.
Most of it.
I think that will be another topic for another.
No, most of
We
it.
have to speak about life on social media. Yes, the good side and the bad side. So,
Yes, there's a good side. There's a good side of it. But see, most of these celebrities we see, most especially see, we are okay, who is in a relationship, what is trending, what are they wearing, who is more fashionable. And these are the things we are following. It's just they cutting a very short moment of their life, putting it out there. And once we see them, we are moved by those things we are seeing. And we say, okay, we want to maybe me now I'm not able to afford a dress of 50,000 naira now. Now, because I see someone that just bought a clothes for 500,000 naira, I say, no, I want to get, I like that dress, I want to get it, I want to do this, I want to get it. So all those kind of things. So those are the reasons that I think most that push every youth into what they were not supposed to be. Because they will be pressured.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
No, I'm sorry to say, my host. If I should chip in something, talking on social media, I would say our fathers and our great grandfathers, they were not in the era of social media.
Yeah.
And now we are in the era of social media. If we should check and balance this whole thing now, social media, has it actually come to spoil, how do I put it, the way we used to live, like the discipline that was there then in our parents? Because you see them that time. I heard it from somebody. I've forgotten the name of the scholar. Yeah, I'm coming. I know. I'm actually saying this because I know I heard this. So like these sets of generation, they are worse compared to the previous ones. Do you know why? Because I feel then there was no social media the way it is now. Why is because social media influences a lot of youths, us entirely. Now you see there's this generation called Gen Z. There's a Gen Z. All these things started from social media. All this Gen Z is from this particular kind of clothes. Like there are these particular kind of outfits. Like how do I put it? Like now let's talk of the girls now. Normally they're supposed to wear something like comfortable for themselves. But now there is this trend like the Gen Z girls now. They no longer believe in all these kind of clothes. They believe in baggy. You see them wearing a very big polo of without anything like a short or whatever. Their lap now is open. These are the kind of Gen Z trend that is happening. Social media per se influences a lot, and it has changed a lot. It actually takes a very disciplined and strong mind from a good home, because your father can actually train very well, and certainly you will not lose your value once you get free. Meaning once you go to campus, because normally campus life is a very free life. Once you are there, you won't still lose that value. You will instill the discipline from house to that place. Now, checking on social media doesn't mean because you are seeing this thing trending, I want to try this. In mind you, if you try it once, you try the second time, try the third time, and by then you see yourself doing a lot of things. Social media is a very basic. How do I put it? Social media is a very basic tool that influences the behavior of youths outside, inside, talking of Christian life and everywhere. So we all really have to be guided. Talking of social media, yes, it has its positive influence as well. It has brought a lot of positivity, but at the same time, it has killed a lot of behavioral backgrounds. So social media itself, it's one thing we really have to look at, seriously speaking. Yeah.
that's what I said. That would be a topic for
Yeah,
another.
that's a very broad topic, social media. A very, very broad topic.
Very good.
But if you have to keep it something, I will go with it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the practical tools.
Okay.
Practical tools. So I'm talking about this encouraging so far. But what
Excuse me.
what survival tools can help Christian students thrive in academic